And please remain standing for a moment of silence. I'd ask that you keep in your thoughts and prayers the brave servicemen and women serving our country, both here and abroad, as well as all of the victims of the horrific floods in Texas. And please keep their families in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you. Please be seated. Would the clerk call the roll?
Councilman Mineta.
Here.
Councilman Martinez.
Here.
Councilman McSweeney.
Here.
Councilman Gregory.
Here.
Supervisor Schaefer.
And I am here as well. Just by way of information, this is the July 9th meeting of the Babylon Town Board at 10 a.m. For those of you here for your first time, the meeting is divided up into 3 sections. The first is dedicated to the public hearings. There are 7 public hearings scheduled for today. So if you're interested in addressing on the board on any of the public hearings, we ask that you fill out a card up front and file with our town clerk. The second portion is dedicated to the agenda, and the agendas are available up front on the table here. So if you're interested in addressing the board on any of the items listed on the agenda for that, we also ask you to fill out a card and file with our town clerk. And the third portion is the open portion, and that's when residents can come forward and address the board on any matters concerning town government or town services that is not on today's agenda. And when you do come forward, please speak directly into the microphone, and we ask that you keep your comments to 3 minutes. State your name and address so that the stenographer can take that down as well. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel live at 10 a.m. on July 9th, again, you can click on the link. That'll take you to the agenda, and you can send us a message, either a question, comment, or concern. One of us will respond back to that. If you're watching us on the YouTube channel at a future date and time, that link will still be live. It'll take you to the agenda and also give you an opportunity to make general comments or questions or concerns. And again, we'll respond directly to you as well. So with that, we'll go into the public hearings. In the first public hearing reference to amending Chapter 4, Section TC 4-2 of the Town of Babylon Uniform Code of Traffic Ordinances. I don't have any cards, so I'll take a motion from Councilman Mineta, second by Councilman Martinez, to close and reserve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing is closed. Decision reserved. Second public hearing is a public hearing in reference to amending Chapter 3, Article 2, Section 3-4 of the Town of Babylon Uniform Code of Traffic Ordinances. I don't have any cards, so I'll take a motion from Councilman Martinez, second by Councilman McSweeney, to close and reserve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing is closed. Decision reserved. Third public hearing is a public hearing in reference to amending Chapter 2, Article 4, Section 2-8 of the Town of Babylon Uniform Code of Traffic Ordinances. I don't have any cards, so I'll take a motion from Councilman McSweeney, second by Councilman Gregory, to close and reserve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing is closed. Decision reserved. Fourth public hearing is a public hearing in reference to amending the Code of the Town of Babylon, Chapter 213, Zoning, Article 12, E-Business Districts. I don't have any cards, so I'll take a motion from Councilman Gregory, second by Councilman Mineta, to close and reserve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing is closed. Decision reserved. Fifth public hearing is a public hearing in reference to amending the Code of the Town of Babylon, Chapter 81, Beaches and Recreational Areas, Article 2, Vehicular Traffic on Beaches. Don't have any cards, so I'll take a motion from Councilman Mineta, second by Councilman Martinez, to close and reserve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing is closed. Decision reserved. Sixth public hearing is a public hearing in reference to amending the Code of the Town of Babylon, Chapter 165, Peace and Good Order, Article 7, Loitering. Don't have any cards on that, so I'll take a motion from Councilman Martinez, second by Councilman McSweeney. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing is closed. Decision reserved. And seventh public hearing is public hearing in reference to extending the temporary moratorium battery energy storage system facilities in the Town of Babylon. Don't have any cards, so I'll take a motion from Councilman McSweeney, second by Councilman Gregory, to close and reserve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing is closed. Decision reserved. That's it for the public hearings. I do want to bring up, I think that Mike Apuzzo, you wanted to speak on the e-bikes at Salt Shack. So is that the proposed regulation, Mike? Yes. Yeah, so why don't you, I'm going to, and Jen, I'm going to ask that we include this under public hearing number 5, which would cover that. So this is Michael Apuzzo. Mike, just state your name and address for the record.
Yes, my name is Michael Apuzzo. I live at 1435 First Street, West Babylon. I'm a resident for over 35 years in the Town of Babylon. I have a question about the e-bikes. I agree. I think there should be some regulations. I've been plenty of times. I've been on the bike paths, or even in, in the town parks, Belmont, whatever it is. I know some parts are state and some are federal, or whatever. But I do have a problem with some of the things that might go on at Salt Shack, where I agree not being able to party in the parking lot and all that. I believe everybody should abide by the law. But what I don't want to see is that Salt Shack, as a business, starts dictating the residents going on the beach with their coolers and all of a sudden searching what's going on. A lot of us can't afford to drink in Salt Shack. We can't afford to eat there. We want to go meet with friends because we don't have the space, or we don't want to rent a space. We want to go out there. All I see is Salt Shack keep on moving their fence a little bit more into the beach. Right now, the residents are underneath the volleyball nets. So all I'm asking is that please be mindful. Let's not bend the rules towards businesses. Let's keep in mind this is a taxpayer's beach of the town of Babylon. And also, if there is an issue that much, then maybe we should go back to residential parking only at that. And I think that would probably change the minds of the owners of Salt Shack.
Definitely would.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Mike.
So much.
Okay, we'll include that under public hearing number 5. Okay, I don't have any cards on the agenda, so we'll go right into the agenda. We have the consensus resolution agenda for today. Are there any items that need to be removed from the consensus resolution agenda? Seeing none, I'll take a motion.
I make a motion, consensus resolution agenda. Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Consensus resolution agenda is adopted as listed. Resolutions for today, Resolution 511.
I'll offer Resolution 511.
Second. Would the clerk call the roll?
Councilman Mineta,
Abstain.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Councilman McSweeney,
Yes.
Councilman Gregory,
Yes.
Supervisor Schaefer.
And I abstain. So resolution is approved, 3 votes in favor, 2 abstentions. Resolution 512.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All those in, will the clerk call the roll?
Councilman Mineta,
Abstain.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Councilman McSweeney,
Yes.
Councilman Gregory,
Yes.
Supervisor Schaefer.
And I abstain. Resolution is approved, 3 votes in favor, 2 abstentions. Resolution 513.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is approved. Resolution 514.
I'll offer Resolution 514.
And I'll second, no.
No.
You'll-
Oh, I'll second.
Okay, would the clerk call the roll?
Councilman Mineta,
Abstain.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Councilman McSweeney,
Yes.
Councilman Gregory, Supervisor Schaefer.
Abstain. Resolution is approved, 3 votes in favor, 2 abstentions. That's it for the resolution, so we'll go into the open portion into the cards. A. Cookie Curry.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
First, I would like to say my name is A. Cookie Curry, 57 Parkway Boulevard, Wyandanch, New York. I stand here before you first to say thank you, Honorable Schaefer, for responding to my email on a Sunday. I stand before you to discuss Wyandanch Day, how despicable outside guests treated the homeowner's property. 6 years ago, we didn't have that problem. Police was present. Only residents were able to park on Parkway Boulevard. Now it has become a muck. Triple parking, blocking driveways, the property that your people maintain that I am so grateful of, vendors lined up selling products. How could this be? We're taxpayers. I'm not a Section 8 client. I'm a homeowner, and I deserve respect. Liquor bottles, chicken bones, just garbage spread out. Shooting, young man got shot. Fights, people hanging on people's property gates. This cannot be. It has to stop. Last but not least, I requested a speed bump. The gentleman you had me to reach out to. He said that there's a new law that you're only providing speed bumps for school areas. The cars are flying by. They don't even respect the stop sign. One of my residents' dogs got killed. What are we doing? I'm asking for my community. I'm the one that lived there. The people don't respect the stop signs. And even if you call 311 to complain, they come for a few minutes and then they leave. I'm asking, I'm begging for a speed bump, please. And I also ask Honorable Schaefer if you can give me litter signs for the property that you maintain. I digress. Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you for your presentation. Andrew Idarje.
Andrew IODG, 24 Ira Court. First and foremost, I want to thank the board for allowing us to be able to come here and speak. Again, I'm Andrew IODG. I founded Boulder Mac Park, the Mac Academy, in 2017. We've been going for 9 years strong, and I appreciate the relationship that I have with the town of Babylon. There's been some issues, but I'm looking at that as more so of a strengthening thing where we can strengthen our relationship. There's been some hiccups and bumps in the road, but I'm looking forward to kind of building with you guys. We taking the proper steps. We meeting with the proper people, and I'm looking forward to the hearing tomorrow. And I appreciate you guys again for the support that you've given us for the 9 years and the opportunity that you've given us now to speak again. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Dan Lloyd.
Dan Lloyd, 70 Gray Barn Lane, Apartment 101, Amityville, New York. Good morning, Town Supervisor and Town Council, and we're very grateful that you are able to speak today. I would say that almost everyone on the table has been at Boulder Mac Park, and you've been very supportive and worked with us since 2017. As Andrew mentioned, the whole mission and the goal of Boulder Mac Park, and now Mac Academy, is to create a safe space for youth and families to come to Boulder Mac, enjoy basketball, but more importantly, understand the whole acronym of the Mac Academy, which is making athletes career knowledgeable. It's not just been
Say that again.
making athletes career knowledgeable.
Very good.
And Drew has really been spearheading that, and we have a whole team behind his efforts and the mission with that. But it's not just been 9 years. It's been 72 weeks. If we all remember that since 2017, it goes 8 weeks from June to August. That's 72 weeks, and that's 504 days. Now, I'm not there every day, but Andrew and the team and the operations are there every day, every 504th day. That's a lot of time. We all know that with grassroots programs, especially involved with what we're trying to accomplish, there could be ups and downs and hiccups. We have had less than 3 incidents in 504 days. We have had less than 3 incidents in 9 years and less than 3 incidents in 72 weeks. And I think that's a testimony to the leadership and the commitment and the sustainability of the MAC program, Andrew, and the entire community. And we wanted to show that not only does the community here to speak in support, but we wanted to continue to build a relationship and a partnership with the town. We are not here in opposition with the town. We are here in partnership. We are looking forward to the hearing tomorrow morning and making sure also we've always been committed, and we want to continue to welcome public safety. We are not naive to the fact that the most important thing about the town of Babylon and its residents is quality of life, and ensuring that there's a structured, sound safety plan for the events and as well as for the youth league. And so we continue to welcome town of Babylon public safety and the first precinct and the entire town board and staff. So we just wanted to make sure that you all know that we are here in partnership, not in opposition, and want to continue to build a relationship. Thank you for the opportunity.
Great,
Also, one last thing. We have over 700 signatures, and this is also letters. So it's not just signatures, it's remarks. It was insane to print at Staples, and I'm pretty sure you don't need all that paper.
No, but if you want, we can
We have a USB with all the, I would just say, take the time to read some of them.
No, but just hand it up because I think I'd like to read some of them for the lives that have been changed as a result of the program, because I've spoken to several people who've participated, and there's been an impact on some lives, and we want to make sure that that can continue going forward in a safe, productive way. So
Love it.
hand that up.
Absolutely. And this is all mostly Town of Babylon zip codes. just so
That'd be good. Bishop Walter Willie. Good morning, Bishop.
Good morning. My name is Bishop Walter Woolley. I'm one of the local ministers in the community. I live at 458 45th Street, Copay. To our honorable supervisor, to the council members. Today I come to share some few words concerning our community, because community is like family. Family work together, have issues, fallouts, but guess what? Family always comes together and work it out. Reasoning, we come together to have understand that this Andre, Dan did a marvelous job for the last 9 years. I go by there all the time, say a little prayer, watch them. They show respect to the community. They doing a great job. And every now and then, families, community gonna have issues, but you learn how to come together, work it out, talk about it, and get things done. And I think that they're doing an excellent job because young people need something, especially in times like these. The town of Babylon doing an excellent job supporting, again, young people. And we pray that this will work out in the favor for the good of everybody.
Great, thank you, Bishop. Vanessa Baird Streeter. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Supervisor Schaefer, Deputy Supervisor Tony Martinez, and the town board. So thank you so much for, oh, I'm sorry, 26 Neck Road, Dix Hills, New York. So I'm not a Town of Babylon resident. However, I was a Town of
We've
Babylon
made you
resident
an honorary.
for 25 years residing in Wyandanch. And so I'm here in support of the MAC. I have been working with Andrew and Dan for a very long time. I have many of my students that are part of the program, and they learn and they grow. They learn about character, they learn about commitment, they learn about the importance of community. Those characteristics can't always be taught in a home. Sometimes it has to be those youth organizations, people that you may look up to, because sometimes we don't listen to our parents, right? But we listen to people that we look up to and that have done things, and they see them giving back to community. So that role modeling is extremely important, particularly for youth who may go astray. So they need that. And as previous speakers spoke to, issues are always going to happen and take place, but it is really important and incumbent upon public safety, law enforcement, town government, and the leadership of the MAC to work together to come up with solutions that are not going to be detrimental to the youth of our communities, but are going to continue to allow programs to exist. I think many of you have probably seen recent media attention concerning the city of Baltimore and the mayor of Baltimore driving down crime by double digits. And how was he able to do that? He was able to do that because he invested in 26 summer youth programs. He was able to do that because he kept his youth centers open until 11 o'clock at night, during hours where kids can get into trouble, but if you're giving them something important to do, if you're giving them something that they like to do, they will not veer down that path of trouble. They're going to do and stay on the straight and narrow. So I just really ask all of you, everyone that's involved, to please come up with a solution that is going to be beneficial to the youth of our communities, that is going to allow the program to continue to exist. Because if it doesn't exist, what do we do? What is the solution if it doesn't exist? If you don't have the opportunity for them to engage in activities that they really enjoy and like. So I'm hopeful, and I will pray on it. Sometimes my prayers are direct, sometimes not. But I will pray.
We've had the bishop, so we're good.
Okay. I will pray on it and hopefully, and I know that you will come up with a solution that is going to be beneficial to the community, to our youth, and making sure that our youth have opportunities to participate in sports that they enjoy. Thank you so much for the opportunity to
Vanessa.
address you.
Eric Josiah Alves. Eric Josiah Alves.
Hello, I'm Eric Josiah Alves. Address 2 Venidia Drive, Wheatley Heights, New York. Good morning, council members.
Good morning.
I'm kind of speaking from an outside perspective as just one who attends Andrew's Boulder Mac tournament events every year for the long time he's been doing it, and they've always been very peaceful, a lot of fun, a lot of people, but a lot of fun, and he organizes it very well, and it's always been about the community. It's always like when I'm there, it's everybody having fun. You don't really see too much of, it's like you can't prevent everything. It's very hard, especially the bigger the event, to prevent certain things and, maybe confrontations, but it's important to make sure to contain as much as possible and for us to move forward and do what we can to control whatever maybe, because we can't control everything that goes on outside, but we can control everything that goes on within and help improve it and help it for everybody, because this is for the community. This is good for the kids. It gives them a platform, a lot of players, and they get to be seen and maybe recognized by certain organizations. It's about the vendors. There are vendors there looking to get their name out, get a name for themselves. And of course, you guys being there and everybody coming together and culminating like this, I think it gives a better view of who we all are, because without everybody mingling and being together, we just have an opinion of each other. And that opinion could be bad, good, whatever it may be. But you get to see the reality of who people are. Now, of course, everything's not going to be great, like every person's not the best. But yeah, the sense of the community, because this is a very loving community. These tournaments and events have been very beneficial for what Andrew and his team has put together for the last few years. It's always been, for the most part, successful events, loving events, fun events, and a place where people get to meet and know each other and get to watch some good games. So I grew up in Amityville, so yeah, I think these have been very beneficial. It's very great for the kids to have an outlet to these events and to basically just have something to do versus getting into anything else that could be not so beneficial. This is very beneficial for the community, and I hope we can keep it and do whatever we need moving forward to make sure we maintain and make sure everything goes to plan as far as we can do it. And that's it.
Great, thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to address the board? Yes, ma'am. And just, if you wouldn't mind coming up, and just please state your name and address, and when you're finished, just fill out a card.
I will.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Good morning, all of the council members. My name is Yvonne Mann. Now, my address used to be 26 Stone Boulevard, Amityville. It is now 34 Stone Boulevard, East Massapequa. So, am I outside of the town? Yes, I am. But I was born in the town of Amityville. Yeah. Graduated 1979, and Amityville is my home. And has anyone given you the history of this park? Does anybody know who Bolden Mack is? And that's a no. Bolden Mack was a deacon at Hollywood Baptist Church, the church where I grew up in. He rode his horse and carriage right past the location of that park and would back up traffic in the 60s and did not care. He was a Sunday school teacher and gave me candy many, many Sundays. His heart was for the children. And that's why that park is named after him. Now, for years, basketball has gone on there. But it wasn't until Andrew came and put it in a disciplined way. Those young men and women not only learn basketball, but they learn skills that will take them further than their time on that court. Oh yeah, you'll see a whole lot of NBA players, WNBA players. But you're gonna see some phys ed teachers that will come back to Amityville, to their community. You're going to see some scientists. You're gonna see some mathematicians, because basketball isn't just about a round ball. It's about a life experience. And that's what Andrew has brought to Amityville. And as everyone has said, yes, there may have been a few things, but he has always put security in place, and we've always been blessed to have the police there by our side for every event. So what I ask today is that we come up with a solution so that these young men and women of Amityville don't have to lose a program that can help enrich their lives. Thank you.
Thank you. Ma'am? Well, let me get this young lady asked to speak first. And ma'am, the woman, Yvonne, who just spoke, just fill out a card up front. That way the stenographer has the information. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Today, on board.
Just state your name and
My
address.
name is Sandra Barnes. I live.
Could you pull the microphone closer?
My name is Sandra Barnes. I live at 21 Ronan Drive in Amityville, New York. Usually I go to the MAC, to play tennis on the court. So I met Andrew. I saw this.
Could you just speak into it?
I saw this was a great program for the youth. Your job here, you've created a great job. I'm also nervous. A great job. You've given the youth an opportunity to somewhere to come, to thrive, to be. Because most of the African American homes are 75% single, the other 25% are married. So you're giving them a place to be, a place to come, not to intervene into drugs, to go out of the neighborhood, do other things. This is their place to showcase their talent, to come. You are a part of their resume. So I need for you to keep this program in place so they won't venture out to other sources in the neighborhood. You understand? And Andrew, also, I've been to these games. He's done a great job, just like I said, with security. It's excellent. Few things happen, but this is a safe place. So you are also, as a board, are part of their resume. You are part of their future, so I need you to keep this in place for them. This is killing their dreams. This is not giving them a future if you cancel this program. They have no place to go. So you are a very important part of continuing the legacy. We love basketball as a sport. You understand what I'm saying? I need for you to keep this program in place, to keep them off the streets. Off the streets of Amityville. You're giving them a safe haven. You're giving them opportunity to go on to college. You are a part of their resume. And I want you to continue to be a part of their resume. And Andrew, you gave him the opportunity, and I see a next level for him. So as a solution, I would like for you to put in place for him. You have loans within the town of Babylon. So give him a loan to build his own building. Provide his security through the neighborhood with volunteers. Police officers, give him his building. Let him do his thing. Let him be a part of the neighborhood. You be a part of that resume. You are actually saving lives. So if you cancel this program, the lives are gone. Somewhere in prison, you don't know. I also have a son as far as loss to gun violence. No opportunity. So I'm standing here asking you, as the board, to provide an opportunity for him to go forward. I see another future for Andrew, and provide him with a loan to build him a gym to continue the MAC. We need an MAC Academy. We need programs for police violence for these youth. We need to continue this. We don't need to cancel this because it leaves them out in the cold. You don't want to do that. And our race has already been left out in the cold. So we need a next level. Provide him a loan, provide him a gym, give him security, give him programs. You have the funding. So if you cancel it, where's the funding going? To someone else. Why is it going to someone else? These are the most important people in the world. Imagine if they were one of your children. Imagine. Would you leave your children out with no opportunities? Would you? Say yes or no. Aye, aye. Anyone? Would you leave your children with no opportunity, no empowerment, no place to go? This is what you're doing. So I need you to do something. You're doing something positive. Keep the positive work up. Provide him with his loan. Let him build his MAC Academy. I'm sure people in the community will come to speak to the youth, but we must carry it on. Everyone else has a YMCA. Huntington has a YMCA. They have the Boys and Girls Club, which is mentorship. He also provides, Andrew, an important part of that mentorship. This is mentorship to get to the next level. They are not going to get to the next level without this program. I don't think they will, because we don't have the funds in the African American community, and you've provided that. So let's keep on providing it. You understand? Just make
Great.
something out of it. Give him what he needs.
Thank you.
His next level, okay?
Could you just, Sandra, just fill out a card, please, up front? And I have Aaron I'm sorry, Paul, you wanted to say something? Mr. Sibley's, who is our principal of the Wyandanch High School.
Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
I wish I had to follow up after that. She said so much that was already on my mind.
Paul, just give your address for the high school.
Wyandanch High School, 54 South 32nd Street.
Yep.
Wyandanch. So I just came here to just pretty much, I know you guys on the board, so I just pretty much come here to just say thank you for continuing to keep this program going. I know it will stay there because of you. I know where your heart is at. I know where your mind is at. So we're going through this process right now, knowing the end result is going to be in the favor of Andrew and Amityville community. All right. That being said, we want to let you know Minority Millennium and Kappa Leaguers and Wyandanch started our mentoring program at the same time. So I'm invested with what they're doing. They're invested in what I'm doing, knowing that the boys that came through me, to this day, none of them are in jail. None of them have died, and they're thriving in their communities as we speak. Some of them are part of the armed forces, and the options that we give them is what they take advantage of. Now, the young lady before me spoke exactly what I wanted to say in regards to just building, all right? Building a place where they'll come and thrive. A youth center is essential, all right? We can put so many things there that these kids would evolve and become a productive citizen of society. Now, me being in a high school, I have a bunch of young men that do play basketball. And part of how they get to the MAC and playing at the MAC is by passing all their classes. So, you know, that's part of the program that we use to align with the MAC. So also this year at Wyandanch High School, we had one physical incident with the boys in that high school. And that's due to things like this where, you know, Drew is doing what he's doing there in Amityville with the MAC, but the tool of a basketball is what's allowing them to thrive. We ought to be here to ensure that we set up the services they need to thrive. These boys have hopes and dreams, and it's essential that we put these things in place for it to happen. You go to baseball game, MLB, you go to NBA games, you go to all these other events, and things will happen. It's just what happens because some people are who they are. But we know we have to stay focused on the purpose, not on these incidents. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sibley's. By the way, why there isn't more problems at the high school is because of your leadership. So we want to thank you for being a great principal of the high school. I have Aaron Turner.
Hi, Council. How you doing? My name is Brittany Brewster, 66.
Oh, we called Aaron Turner, and then we'll.
Sorry.
Yeah, fill out a card right up front. Yeah, we'll have Aaron, and then just fill out a card and we'll call you up. Yep.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I am Aaron Turner, 14 Harrison Avenue, Amityville, New York. I grew up in Amityville from the age of 3, and I had the opportunity of actually growing up personally with Mr. Aodiji, Andrew.
You got any good stories?
We have some stories. We have some stories. But I saw Andrew grow up from being a young, brash kid to developing into an absolute leader and titan of our community. Although we both grew up together, as I got older, I admittedly started to shy away from my community. Went to different places, moved to different places. Andrew, however, decided to plant his feet and not only stay in the community, but create something that has absolutely evolved and changed what I call home. Home to me used to be something that I admittedly would sometimes fear. To come home, I would have to ask myself, where can I go? Where can I not go? Where can I place my feet? Where can I lay my head? What Boulder Mac did was create not just an opportunity for children, not just an opportunity for our community, but an opportunity for me to be able to go home and find a place of solace. Never in my 30+ years of living have I been able to see a community like Amityville become what it has become, where I can go into a park and see people whom I known had many disagreements with each other in the past be in solace and be in unison with each other for the community, for the youth, for the children, and most importantly, for the respect that they have for Andrew Aodiji. What he's actually done and what he's actually created is something that I think is extremely vital for our town. And I will say, I will leave with this, that no program is perfect. As leaders of this community, I'm sure that you guys all know that there's no such thing as a perfect program. But it doesn't have to be perfect in order to be prosperous. And over the last 9 years, Mr. Aodiji, his team, the members of this community have proven that this program is indeed prosperous. There will be challenges along the way, and those things we can't prevent. But we can adjust, we can move forward, and we can grow to show this entire community, this entire island, and especially this town, that nothing can hold us back when we put our minds together and continue to thrive. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So Brittany and Tomisha, you wanted to speak together? Yes. Yes, okay.
Yes. Hi. This
Good
I'm
morning.
from Renisha Mason. This is Mrs. Brittany, and this is our good friend, my good friend Amir. Her son, my son Takai Mason, isn't able to come because he's sick, but I'm standing on behalf of our Amityville basketball moms. Andrew has been a staple in our community. We know that for years. He opened Boulder Mac in 2017 when I started my company, Winnie's International Takeout in the Village. Andrew and I, we've been going strong together. Just recently, last year, graduating into this year, my son, he's a senior now. He came to Amityville from Copeg. Andrew gave him an opportunity to play in the MAC, the opening night, also in Nassau, the MAC versus New York, where we won. High five him, yeah. Also, he gave my son an opportunity to get recognized and able to get a full scholarship to the Thomas Academy. It is a solely basketball school, and Andrew and the gentleman has a rapport. He gave my son, when I mean a full ride, the gentleman came down to our store from about a 3 or 4 hour drive to tell us that your son has D1 potential. Thanks to Andrew Price, and the other gentlemen in the MAC Academy pushing our children, and Amir. Also, he told us that if we had $1 towards his housing or any education, that's all we would need to contribute. So when I mean a full ride, it's a full ride. And I want to say thank you to the MAC Academy, to Andrew, and to everything, and to everyone who's been a part of it. And we just want it to keep on pushing. And at the end of the day, it's a park, and we just want to come play basketball. At the end of the day, any park you leave, it might have instances, it might have lollygaggers lying, wandering around. But at the end of the day, our park and where our kids are playing is always a safe haven for people to come in and out and get home safely. The incidents, God willing, and thank God it was after the end of the night, but in all fairness, it happened. But again, it's a park, and you can't really close a park, can you? You gonna take down our hoops? Is that what y'all trying to do? Don't take down our hoops.
I just want to say I really appreciate the MAC Academy and the foundation that it laid down for my son, Amir Dickerson. He grew up in that park. I grew up playing in that park, and I remember when I was a child, my mother didn't want me to go to that park by myself. But now, a couple of years later, my son is able to go up there and play safely, and I feel okay even if I'm not there with him. So the MAC definitely laid the foundation for my son. He is in 11th grade now in Amityville, and he just led his team to the Suffolk County Championship, and I feel like the MAC had a lot to do with that because he grew up there playing. Like he said, Andrew started the MAC in 2017. My son was 6, and he's been playing in that park since then. So it's definitely a positive outlet for the kids because they could be doing so many other things, getting locked up, robbing, stealing, shooting, whatever. And that's not the character of my son. And I owe that all to Andrew because I feel like he kept a safe haven for these teenagers throughout the years. And I feel like that's something that needs to remain the same.
Could I just ask Amir something?
Sure.
Amir, are you guys going to be New York State champions next year?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I don't have any other cards, so I'm going to, oh, I'm sorry. Did someone else want to say something?
It's in front of him.
No problem, and just pull the microphone. Yep.
I'm April Smith. My residence is 20
I'm
Brandon
sorry, guys.
Avenue in Amityville. I work with Andrew with setting up the vendors. I am a boutique suite owner in Amityville Village. And I just wanted to talk from the entrepreneur perspective. With the vendors, they really get to shine at the Boulder Mac Park when Andrew has the championship games. I also receive lots of texts, especially even from this past Saturday, about how well all the businesses did in the park. And even with the celebrity appearances that come in, they help promote the businesses, they're Black-owned businesses. We also have other community organizations that come in, and they also give out valuable information with preventing gun violence and other resources for the community to use. So I think it's very important outside of just for the kids, but even for the adults in the community to continue having the MAC Academy go on.
Thank you. And just fill out a card up front. I'm sorry, I forgot to call Larrington Williams. And then, ma'am, you wanted to speak? We'll have you come up next.
How you doing?
Good morning.
I'm Larrington Williams, 97 Jefferson. Well, I was born on 97 Jefferson. That's what I'm talking about. The property about littering over there is a problem from the next door.
Which property?
97 Jefferson.
In Amityville?
Wyandanch.
In Wyandanch, okay.
And I got a problem with the annex building because they don't send the letters out. You people get 5 days to clean up. The other day, it was 4 days. We cleaned up last week. Well, the day it rained, the week it rained, on the 20th. So the 15th, we cleaned it up. They came out there on the 20th, when the hottest day of the 2 days, and charged us, and then give us 5 days. They didn't send us a letter.
So you're the owner of 97?
We the owner, my sister.
Of 97 Jefferson?
Griselda Williams, yes. Griselda Williams, yes, she's yes. So we the owner of 97 Jefferson.
Okay, so Ron Klusner, who's right here in the front.
Okay.
Ron will speak to you after the meeting, and he'll take all the information down and work with you on that.
And one more thing.
Yes.
Anything that to do with youth and positive use with people, mostly kids. Kids need to be, they got sponges. So if they got sponges, they need to be molded to be a great man or great woman. So if anybody's doing something positive, don't throw a negative in it. Have a good day.
Thank you. And just make sure you see Ron.
Hi, good morning. My name is Daphne Baptiste. I reside at 20 Gray Barn Lane, Amityville, New York, 11701. First, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you because I know how deeply you guys care about the town of Babylon and what goes on in each town. So I want to applaud you for all the hard work that you're doing. Thank you so much. I want to stand here and speak on two aspects. One, as an entrepreneur, I think it's very important to support women and men who are especially building programs to help the community, because we know that those conversations wasn't at the table and we're learning as we're still growing a program. And I think it would be so essential just to support Andrew more into this program, that hiccups do happen, but how can we grow? Because kids should not have to pay for the actions of adults, right? That probably their children are not a part of the program and know the greatness of the program, and that hiccups do happen. I also want to say that I've been living in Amityville for almost 10 years, and when I first moved out here, I was looking for a youth program for my son. I know that there's one in Amityville, not too far. I had called numerous of times and never got a response for him. At that time, as a parent, I felt lost because I wanted, as a single mom, I wanted a mentorship or program for my son to go to. Andrew opened up that door for my son. Not only that Andrew is a part of the MAC, that he's the founder, but let's talk about the outside things that he do outside of the MAC, and that's to provide the mentorship for our children, which is something that is personal to me, because as a single mom, you look for communities to come together to provide that support. Someone came up here before and spoke about providing him a building. Why isn't he a part of that youth center? Why not give him a piece of that for children to be able to go to, and don't only just have to practice in the park, but also be able to expand his program even more. I think that will be an essential for him and for the MAT and for their children, because right now our children are our future, and we know that if we don't start providing things in the community now, where do we send them? This young man talked about how he left his community, and having the MAC being there, giving him a sense to return into the community, investing back into his community. That's what we want for their adults, right? That's what we want for their children, is that when they get older, is that they're back into their communities, pouring into their communities, pouring back to the next generation that's coming after them. So I want to say thank you so much for listening, and also look into him having a piece of that youth center that's there, that's hardly open, I know for sure, because I called several times, and the mentorship and the leadership that these young men need. We need Andrew in that space. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, Daphne, would you just please fill out a card? Great. Okay. Sure, Mrs. Curry. Come on.
It's not about wine dance day.
Oh. This is Mrs. Curry. She was the first speaker of the open portion.
I don't know Andrew, but I'm a grandma testimony. Basketball. My grandson right now, and I'm quite sure some of you may know him, because of basketball, he plays for Hampton University. Because of basketball, because of Wine Dance Park, because of coaches pouring into him. So whatever they're asking, I stand in agreement with Amityville and asking you pour into that man. Give him a piece of that property that's in that youth center. We're trying to save lives, not kill.
Thank you. Okay. I don't have any other speakers, so I'll take a motion to adjourn from Councilman McSweeney, second by Councilman Mineta. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Interns, please stay over here. We're going to do a little meeting with the commissioners. Thank you, everyone.
He's gonna lose it, so bring it to the office and give it to me, and I'll make sure he gets it.
I set the precedent. I'm going to build an equestrian center, so my children don't have to go all the way up